Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome back to yet another Endless Dream Realm boss guide. So for today's video, we will be covering Lone Gaze. For Lone Gaze specifically, I'm on my free-to-play account right now, and as you guys can see, we are still on Hell mode, really close to bringing the boss down, 76.7%. I'm currently level 691 to 700, so I'll say the bare minimum to finish this boss will be at 700 with the level 25 artifact, as well as the level 700 equipments on your characters right here. So for this account free to play wise, we will be using this benchmark for the Hell mode, and then we will be going to my main account to showcase the Endless mode later. So the team build is a little bit different, but for the free to play account right here, this is the best team build. So I don't think I need to explain the units too much. The positioning is as such, we are putting Smokey behind so that Smokey will be taking some of the damage from the boss's ultimate from Reyna to help Reyna survive a little bit better, and at the same time we will be running Arcane Spell to give us a little bit more defensive stats. I think Resonating Spell is also okay to min-max your damage because Resonating Spell gives you haste and it helps you sort of charge up the damage output of OD right here. So I think both are fine, but I'll be using Arcane Spell for this one. So just throw an arrow with your own account and then see which artifact suits you the best based on your unit investments itself. Okay, so we are using Coco as well as Smokey for this team. The reason why we are not using Mikola is because we are running two rangers which are relatively immobile, so they will be standing on the spot, and because the boss will be jumping around, Mikola will be running around with the aura, and the buff from the ultimate is not maximized on your carries, not all your units. So that's why we are not using Mikola for this one. But for the most meta team, at least right now, the Mikola frontliner duo with Shakir is working really well. So just some hints for later, but without further ado, let's start this battle, okay, to showcase how the fight looks like. Okay, so sending OD in, okay, throws the ultimate. Coco on the front line to prevent the initial claw to stun Smokey, so Smokey can channel the skill to keep the buff uptime and the heal going. Okay, so I think personally, I would say I like Arcane Spell a lot because the defensive stat helps me survive better against some of the harder hitting bosses. Although against this boss, there's obviously going to be some RNG factor in terms of critting, so you want to keep your units alive for as long as possible to prevent the boss from being buffed by the last skill. So that's why I chose Arcane Spell in the place of Resonating. Okay, so you can see that Smokey is taking some of the damage, and then this will sort of split the damage between Reyna and Smokey, and this way the backline doesn't melt so easily, and that's where we will prevent the boss from being buffed. So I think this run is a little bit better. We managed to keep Reyna alive. Okay, we just beat our own record once again. Really nice stuff, but I don't think we can actually beat the boss today because we're not level 700. So level 700 will give us higher equipment levels when attacking the boss, and also better artifact levels to give better effects as well. So yeah, I think you probably at least need 700 to finish this boss. So that is for the free play side. Let's just do some very simple damage recap right here. So OD being the highest damage dealer for this run. So without further ado, right, let us move on to my main account for the meta team showcase. Let's go. Okay, so now we are on my main account. So for this meta team showcase, I'll start off with the highest damage team by my friend, full of P4s right here, level 800. So I guess the pick is probably 60 build with this team. So this is the arrangement. Okay, so I'll be showcasing my usual melee team ideas later on and talking about the different positioning ideas, and I think that melee team might have a potential to be the next meta team with the release of the frontline spell, so stay tuned. So for this one, we are gonna send in Smokey with Reyna. So Smokey will be on the front line to channel the buff as well as the heal, and then Reyna will be behind the illusion Fresto to keep Reyna alive. We will be putting Shakir at the back and then buffing Shakir with Resonating Spell. So this way Shakir's buff will be really consistent. We'll actually get into the looping form as fast as possible to buff up the whole team, because we have our dear Fresto as the main damage dealer. So the king is back, and then we have Mikola on the front line running around with Fresto as well as Shakir to let Fresto hit really hard. So the reason why we are sending Smokey is to make sure that the frontliners get the heal as well as the buff consistently. So that's why we're using Reyna to send Smokey in. Okay, so I'll showcase his run, then I'll talk about my team idea, or rather I will use my own team idea, or rather I'll use this team setup for my team, and then I will showcase the difference between this team as well as my team idea. So let me just spec correctly. Okay, we're gonna keep Smokey high so that Smokey can keep the whole team alive. So without further ado, let's start the battle. Okay, so I am close to 800 on most of my units, 791 to 800 range. Okay, so you can see that Smokey is on the front line, able to channel the skill, and then Reina will actually move in front to also be buffed by Smokey. But at the same time, because the frontliners are benefiting from the double aura of Mikola and Shakir, the previous meta endgame combo for a lot of the bosses, right, they're finally back. So Fresto having 2 body is massively buffed by the auras from the 2 units, insane. And then because Resonating Spell is giving energy to Shakir, which will maintain the uptime on the Lupin form to maximize your damage. Okay. So you guys can see the whole team on the front line just hitting really hard, and we have sufficient sustain to keep our whole team alive. So using this team, I'm able to do 52 billion. So that is my benchmark, 52 bill with this team. Now moving on to a second team. So I think you guys probably realize that I'm actually a big Sinbad fan. So there's actually a melee team which I want to recommend you guys, which consists of the use of Sinbad right here. So okay, so this team right here is a team which I sincerely feel that could be the new meta. I think at least not with the upcoming artifact, which is the frontliner spell, because this is what I'll call the frontliner team, with Sinbad as well as Fresto as the carry, the damage dealer. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna give the energy regen on Shakir to maintain the uptime, and we'll go with this. Okay, so this one is the team idea. Let me just think about the arrangement first. So Kruger at the left side is fine. Mikola and front is okay to get the skill up. And let's go. Okay, so there will be some overcrowding for this boss, but I think it's perfectly fine because you guys will see the oh shit, man, I used the wrong artifact. It should be quick wit spell, because quick wit spell actually benefits the physical team really well. But this one is also a good artifact, resonating spell. So this one will keep the uptime on Shakir's ultimate. So I messed up a little bit. It should be quick wit spell, so later on I'll do the switch. But you guys can see, right, even though Shakir is just AFK at the corner, he's still offering the buff for the team. So this is one issue with this team, because there will be some overcrowding. There will be some overcrowding. I think the best unit to be pushed out of the battle is actually Kruger, because you just need Kruger to apply a debuff and then you are good to go. So you guys can see, right, this melee team is doing 51 view damage even though my unit got blocked out. So we are using Sinbad as a debuffer as well as damage dealer, and then Fresto dealing a lot of damage. So this team right here is the melee team, and right now we don't have the frontliner spell. So I believe with the frontliner spell introduction, I could definitely give this team another go to see whether or not this will be the upcoming meta. But this is the melee team that we are actually trying out to showcase to you guys. So I'll say it's probably even on the same level depending on the unit RNG. So Shakir just being AFK at the corner because he can't squeeze out, but he's providing that Lupin aura for everyone inside the circle. Very funny. So the best case scenario is Kruger being squeezed out, obviously, right? So Kruger being squeezed out is fine, because I just want Kruger to apply the debuff. Or even Mikola. I think Mikola being squeezed out is fine as well. So there is this overcrowding issue, but this team is actually really solid. So 51 build. We're gonna by the way, this team has no issue surviving as well, because we have Lupin aura for damage reduction, and we also have our dear Mikola for the heals and stuff. So the original idea was actually using Greatsword spell, but actually Resonating spell to keep Shakir's aura uptime is actually a good idea as well. Yeah, okay, I will go with this. So this is my original idea, but the team idea is as such. So we still have the Fresto frontlining power, but I think with the quick bait spell, it doesn't benefit Fresto as much, but for the resonating spell, it does benefit Fresto, I'll say, like, more efficiently. So this one benefits the melee unit more. So this is one thing I don't want to see, Sinbad being squeezed out, but I think it's fine. We should still do really decent damage. So this is the melee team that I am experimenting with, and I'll probably wait until the frontliner spell comes out to see whether or not this will be the real meta for Longest. Yeah, frontliner spell has a lot of, I'll say, like, combo potential, which I definitely look forward to trying. Okay, so Fresto got squeezed out there. It's pretty unfortunate. Okay, so there are, I'll say, like, some RNG with regards to the units being squeezed out, but this is the team build. Okay, so you guys can see the few rounds of testing. I think the range for this team for my account is around 47 build to 50 plus build, as you guys can see right here. So I think Resonating Spell on Shakir uptime is actually a good idea. So we're just going to give it one more try to see how consistent this team build is. And for this case, what we're going to do is we're going to put we're gonna put Kruger here, and we're gonna keep the uptime on Shakir. Okay, so energy regen on Shakir, or should I put energy regen on Sinbad for Sinbad to hit a little bit harder? Okay, we do this, we give it a try. Right, energy from the Resi spell should keep the uptime on Shakir's ultimate. And then Sinbad will be able to output damage with the ultimate, slashing the boss. So Shakir is just AFK at the corner because he just gets squeezed out of the boss box. But it's fine, right? We have Shakir providing the aura. Moral support, moral support for the team. No, Sinbad being outside of the attack range is actually not something I want to see, unfortunately. Because like Sinbad actually deals quite a bit of damage, but I think it's fine. Yeah, so the previous one was a little bit better, I guess. Yeah, damage reduction. So this the RNG factor comes into play when the unit that gets blocked out actually affects the final damage, because the main source of damage comes from Feresto as well as Sinbad. So if they get blocked out, I think Shakir getting blocked out might not be a bad idea, because Shakir ain't exactly the damage dealer for the team. But yeah, just pretty much it for this trial and error for this boss. So I guess for the melee team itself, this is probably the best setup. Yeah, just to keep the uptime on Shakir's ultimate, and then let Feresto and Sinbad do the damage. Okay, so let's just do it again and see whether we can hit 52 build or beat our own record. So I think this build will definitely be stronger with frontline spell, because frontline spell benefits Feresto as well as the melee side. Because quick blade spell I think is only specifically for the melee team, but this is like a hybrid damage team with all the frontline units, so I think frontline spell will be a lot better. Okay, Sinbad getting squeezed out, not looking really good. I really hope Shakir is the one getting squeezed out. Kruger getting squeezed out is fine as well. Oh, 20 seconds. Can we beat the damage? Yeah, so this is a very fun RNG based team that you guys can definitely try. Mikola outside the circle is okay as well. But yeah, 47, 46 to 51 build range as you guys saw earlier. So that's it for this video. Just two team ideas for you guys. One is the Sinbad melee team with Feresto, and the other one is the Mauler team with Feresto as a carry. So our King Feresto is back, and that's it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more AFK journey videos on the channel. See you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.